Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great day, great evening, wherever you are at locally, globally, internationally. I would like to welcome you to Aisha Speaks Jade podcast, where I am your host, Aisha, also known as Jade. And I am doing my final podcast for today. And I just wanted to, after all that's done and said, I want to speak about this episode is how to it's 4 tips on how to wind down and relax. We as people, women or men, we just do so much. We're busy, busy, busy. We're fast paced, fast paced, fast paced. Things need to happen right away. We don't want to settle for less because we want it to happen right then, right now. If you have a family with small children, you have to make sure that your children are taken care of. You have to make sure that your husband or your wife, your partner, significant other, that everything is in place. Fast, fast, fast. Has to happen, happen, happen. Right? We're just juggling a lot of things, especially women. We're just juggling a lot of things nonstop. There is no amount of money on the things that we as women especially do. Men, you do, for those men that do great jobs and stand your ground, kudos for you too. But women, we do what we do, and it's non-stop. Like, we just never stop. I almost think like in our sleep, in our rest, that we're thinking, and it's like, what do I do the next day, and how do I do it, and this to-do list that I have to do, and it's just a lot. So again, the episode this evening is 4 tips on how to wind down and relax. And maybe some of these ways, if we're not doing it, then maybe we need to do it. And if we did it, but we kind of backslided, maybe we need to regroup and do it. And just give ourselves some time to wind down, calm our brain down, right? Because we're doing so much. So again, 4 tips on how to wind down and relax. Whether you're working or you have your own business or you're at home mom, it's like a college mom, just whatever, or a college lady, whatever the case may be. Let's talk about some things. So you may have just gotten home from work, completed your commute, taken your shoes off, put on dinner in the oven. Now, what do you do? Check your email, stress about tomorrow's workload. And so when our work takes up such a big chunk of our day-to-day lives, it can be easy for it to consume every aspect of our week. But downtime is so, so, so important. So let's talk about some tips on how to wind down after a long day to wake up refreshed and ready for anything the next morning. So even though this is a makeup live audio, take this into your daily, everyday life if need be. Okay? So this is a big one, and I know it's hard to do. Put your phone down. We don't mean you're not allowed to skim through social media or even send a few Snapchats or get on social media for just a brief moment. Everyone loves a Facebook binge. But if you're accustomed to checking your email inbox every 30 seconds, you're doing yourself more harm than good. Thinking about it rationally, are you going to have many more emails from your office to your home account after 7 p.m.? Maybe some do, but, some don't. Especially when you left work at, let's say, 5:30. And I say with even that, if it's after 7 and you're receiving something, I don't mean any harm, but you can deal with that the next day. You need to have time to focus on you. You need to have time to just kind of Maybe even focus on your family if you really have not had that time to really have some family quality time as well. You want to be able to set time, if you can, to have time for your family, but have time for yourself too. I talk about self-care so much, but it's so critical and it's very necessary. So obviously there are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, constantly having one eye on work is going to prevent you from being able to relax and prepare for the next day. Shut down Google, close your Gmail app, and log out of your work account. Emails can wait until tomorrow. Next is debrief. Debrief. You might not have written a diary since you were in high school, but jotting down your thoughts at the end of the day can really be therapeutic. Whether there's a note from a meeting you need to remember, or you had an argument with whoever, Sue, Sally, Mary, Joe Blow from HR, letting your thoughts out is a great way of leaving the day's event at the door, allowing you to start with a fresh head tomorrow morning. So again, it doesn't have to be in a diary form. It doesn't even have to be in a journal. But to get those thoughts out of your head, to declutter, eliminate some of that clutter in your head, jot it down. See what else? Yes, so debrief, excuse me. Next would be plan for the next day. Plan for the next day. So if your job or perhaps your business changes minute by minute, then this can be difficult. But if you tend to have a relatively clear idea of what you need to do for work, specifically speaking of if you're working for someone, planning it out can be really helpful. There's no need to craft a 17-page itinerary complete with an accompanying PowerPoint presentation and handouts. And going back real quick, if you're just kind of like minute by minute, if you have a job, if you have your own business, I strongly urge you to have a seat and reprioritize, because you should not be your business should not be changing minute by minute. Just write down any tasks you know you have to get done or meetings you know you have scheduled. It's good to be organized. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm cluttered, if there's clutter, or if I'm unorganized, anxiety goes high. So that is something that I am working on, getting myself back on track of being organized, because it's just helpful. Okay? You having things unorganized creates too much anxiety, and you could have a panic attack. You don't want that. It's not a good thing. Okay, so again, writing down any tasks you know you have to get done or meetings you know you have scheduled. Again, this way you can relax knowing you have prepared for the day ahead without worrying that you're going to forget any important details. And last, get ready for the next day. So you have put your phone down. You have debrief. You plan for the next day, and then you get ready for the next day. So when it comes to work, the daily fight between an extra hour in bed and putting down the dry shampoo long enough to wash your hair can be a struggle. Sometimes you just need that self-care. Do some things for yourself that you haven't done in a while. The simplest thing is washing and conditioning your hair, taking a nice relaxing bath, reading a good book and or watching like a show that you haven't watched in a while, whether it's on, TV, whatever the case may be. Just having absolutely doing nothing. If you're a wine drinker, maybe having a glass of wine, you know? If it's just, let me go take myself out to a movie, you can do that. Something that is geared towards you with self-care. And that's without even considering what you need to wear, what work documents you need to take with you, and where on earth you put your keys, just things like that. Luckily, these are all the things that can be prepared for the night before. And I know sometimes I'm good at preparing at night, and then there's times that I'm not, and I'm up in the morning like just like a banshee, just all over the place, trying to get my life together, and just I'm fussing my own self out. I'm having those self talks, and it can be a mess sometimes. Wanting to shower each day is understandable, but if you can squeeze an extra half an hour the night before to wash your hair, save some time the next morning, like if you can get those things done the night before, it's helpful. Also being able to figure out like what you're going to wear. And I know for us as ladies, we can find something that we want to wear the night before, but I don't know if you're like me. I can put something out the night before and that next day I will look at it and be like, nah, don't want to wear that. And so now I'm trying to find another outfit, right? And then next thing I know, I'm off track, off schedule. I'm running around like, oh my God, I'm going to miss the bus. And, what shoes, what clothes, what to do. Got to do my hair, got to, brush my teeth, get myself to cleanse, and blah, 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 blah. So it can be a little challenging. However, it can work. We have to be strategic and keep in mind to do our best to be as organized as we can. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. So, just kind of work it in small little things. And we do all of this and we forget how important it is to relax. And according to resources, if we do our best to try to plan ahead the night before, that allows us to have like maybe a little extra time to rest, or just have a little extra time just to sit down and breathe before we have to go off to work, or maybe if we have our own job, have our own businesses, do get into that. So work can often take up such a big percentage of our lives that it's easy to forget how important it is to relax. Again, that is very important. So by following like the simple steps that, well, for some people it's simple and easy, and for others it's a little challenge. Following those steps, you can be sure to have a relaxed and, for the most part, work-free evening, leaving you fully prepared to tackle the next day head on. So that was just a little bit kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to hit those key points for us, because us, meaning me, I'm also involved and transparent with this as well. I have to take accountability and ownership for my flaws as well as my good outcomes. So thank you once again. This has been fun. This is awesome. Always a pleasure to serve you in regards to giving you good information, and hopefully you use it. If you are using it, great. If you have some tips, that's great. Leave comments. I love comments and dialogue, so definitely do that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for those that will listen to the replay shortly after. And with that, please make sure that you are following my social media. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel, Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, that is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I have a YouTube channel which you can go and subscribe by hitting the thumbnail. Also hit that notification bell to stay in the loop of everything. If you have a LinkedIn, you can follow me on LinkedIn at Aisha Jade Speaks. Aisha Jade Speaks. Let me just slow myself down because some negative energy is in my presence and I cannot claim it. I throw it back. Nam Yaho Ren Kyo. So you have my social media. Always remember self-care as a priority. Love and respect yourself. Know your worth and your value. Create your greatness and your happiness. And like Nike, just do it. Step out on that belief or step out on that faith. That thing that fears or scares you will be the thing that will get you to your greatness. Also, don't forget about catch it, check it, change it. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're going through some challenges, remember that catch it, check it, change it, what it looks like for you. You go through it, you process, and you'll come out just fine, okay? With that in mind, peace and blessings be upon each and every one of you. Again, Nam Yoho Rin Kyo, Namaste, and Ashe. Be good to yourself and have an awesome evening and a better tomorrow. Peace out.